Webinar has started.
Nice. Welcome to the Mastermind, everybody. Welcome to the Mastermind.
In Florida, I still got only one shirt on. New York, starting to get the second shirt on. Fall is upon us.
No, it's definitely fall weather for us up here. So originally, this is a special night, rare sight on Long Island. Everybody, I'm on Long Island in New York. My wife just ran out of the house, left me behind because I'm doing a live stream. She's going out to look at the Northern Lights.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Really? You
you can
can
see
see them
them.
from Long Island.
You can see them in New York tonight. Yes. So
Wow. That's sort
yeah,
of cool. I'll tell
very
you
cool.
what, if you came to Florida, you could see them really well for the 3 million people that don't have any power.
Oh no, don't say that. Yeah, our thoughts are with everybody down there. Ridgely's got a lot of people down there. We know people in common down there, and our thoughts
It is coming
are
back.
with them.
Not
Yes,
as bad as it could be.
that's true. So, but tonight we're here for Mind Types After Dark, which is very exciting, Ridgely. I hope you're ready.
We are ready. We are
Yeah,
ready for Mind Types After Dark.
that's
Oh,
awesome. Okay, so for those that are not so familiar, because I see from our guest list that we do have a couple of people that are auditing the mastermind for the first time. So welcome. We will explain the mind types and more importantly, draw the through line from knowing your mind type to expressing it in your authentic limbic messaging. That's so important because originally it's all about authentic messaging these days, right?
that is correct. That this word gets overused a lot, everybody, but the reality is that with the massive barrage of messaging that we get, the AI content produced stuff, etc., it is really about how genuine can you be, and authenticity is a currency. It's a currency. If people believe you, you have much greater status, your ability to sell your services, your products, or whatever. And let's face it, if we're really transparent, everybody's in sales. You wake up in the morning, if you're next to your spouse, you're selling them on staying with you yet one more day. It just goes on and on. You're selling your kids on liking you, you're selling your colleagues on working with you, and so on. So authenticity, if you can be authentic about it, it's great. And I love getting ourselves to a place where you are so authentic that it is not even an issue if you feel funny about a prospect. If you feel like there's something off or whatever, then you just go, no, I'm not interested. We're not chasing dollars. We're chasing growth. We're chasing scale. We're chasing fulfillment. And authenticity plays a huge part in that. And obviously, understanding our mind types is all
Yes.
about that.
And it is so fortunate that we've decided to do these deep dives in our monthly Mind Types After Dark session because originally, as important as you're saying it is to be authentic in talking about yourself, do you know how difficult that is for many small business owners? I mean, it is hard, right?
Yeah,
And so
for sure.
this framework that we're going to go through tonight originally will explain the 7 mind types. We will help you identify your own mind type. We invite somebody to raise their hand and have Ridgely walk you through an interview where we'll help you discover your mind type. And then Ridgely, most importantly, you'll provide an actual demonstration of how you can make your limbic messaging tied to your mind type and what you believe. Super powerful. Then originally after that, I would like to reserve some time for a little AI training time as well. So we have something important to show.
Yeah, we definitely do. And we have some people on here that are specifically here for that. And
Great.
because it's Mind Types After Dark, if you happen to be brand new or for the first time, we encourage everyone to bring whatever their favorite beverage is
Cheers.
alongside. And tonight, in addition to explaining the mind types, I'm going to do a little demo on what would be the answer to the question by mind type. Can I offer you a drink? What would you like? By
Awesome.
mind type. So, and we'll get people to play in on this one, right? We can have people weigh in the chat. What do you think?
Oh, I think that'd be awesome. And again, the invitation goes out. If you've not had Ridgely verify your mind type, please, volunteer, get on camera with us. You will not regret it. Okay, so Ridgely, tell the good folks what is a mind type and tell us about the 7 mind types. And I know you have some props with you.
Yeah, so early on, when we were figuring out how to survive in this world at a very young age, and we had needs, What did we do? We screamed, we yelled, we did all of that. And for a while, that actually worked. You wanted a bottle, you screamed, you yelled. You wanted comfort, you screamed, you yelled. And then after a while, somebody came along, generally a caretaker like mom or dad, and said, I'm sorry, Hubert, but you do not get to have all that you want by yelling and screaming. Yet you still had those same needs and wants and had to figure out something else that you could do to get someone to meet those needs and get them fulfilled. When you figured that thing out, everybody track with me on this, does it stand to reason that you would repeat that action again and again? And the answer is, of course. And in fact, it is so ingrained in your anatomy that you will repeat that activity, whatever that was, that got your need or your want met for the rest of your life, and it'll never change. Why? Because it is so primitive. That's at the primitive part of the brain, the heart of the brain, of what we call the limbic brain. The limbic brain is right in the middle of the brain, surrounded by the neocortex or thinking brain. This piece of the brain is much, much younger. It is the part of the brain that we need. It says red light, stop, green light, go. And it understands that. But that reaction of survival, oh, I'm an infant, I need milk or I die, or I need comfort or I can't survive, is much more primitive, much more ingrained in the way in which our anatomy actually works. So to understand your mind type and what it is so critical, because it explains to you and to everyone who knows you and your mind type why you think the way you think, speak the way you speak, and act the way you act. And it is so compelling that I never get tired of talking about it. Even though it's been decades that we've been working on this, it still is. This is the way human beings function. And if you understand this and you can communicate based on this, the authenticity factor that we were talking about goes through the roof, so that you never have a bad meeting. People who don't need your services are still your friends. You can say no to the wrong people. All good things happen as a result of understanding who you are, what you believe, and why you believe and think the way you do. And that's where the mind types come from. So as an overall kind of a broad initiation, if you have never heard that before, we're going to walk through it. And what I try to do with Hubert's guidance is offer different takes each time, because there's always a unique flavor to it. So today, for instance, and I'd love to be fully transparent with the people that are in our community, today was a fasting day for me. So I have had absolutely nothing to eat, zero. So coffee, water, and a little bit of this drink. And I'm already feeling it. So that's interesting. Like, wow. Okay. So I decided that's where we will bring in the concept of today. What would each mind type say to the question, I got a full bar, what can I serve you? Just to make it interesting, because it adds a layer of color to where we all are. So we're going to start out with the giver. The giver is the person that loves to make a difference, to add value, to contribute in some way to others. The superpower of the giver is causes, and they love to jump into any kind of cause. PTA, community, church, spiritual group, or at the office helping everybody else out. These are the people who during a hurricane are going to help you clean up your yard once the debris is left over, because they've got 3 kids that they need to, make sure get out and do something, which is exactly what happened to me in our home when Hurricane Sally came through. The neighbor came over with 3 kids and said, we're going to help you clean up this yard. I was like, I'm super grateful. Really, really nice. The kryptonite of the giver is overcommitment. Because they want to help and contribute so much, they tend to say yes too many times. So they have a hard time with no. They have a hard time with the no word, but they really want to make a difference. So, Hubert, you got to play on this level, bro.
Okay.
You've been with me a long time, like since forever.
Yes,
Since,
sir.
since I used to have hair, right? Now it's all marching. He cut his off. I don't have any, that's all. To the question, what can I serve you? What do you think the giver might say? Anybody's got an idea? Put it in the chat. Let's have some fun here.
Yes, I think I know the answer.
What do you think?
Okay, so pretend I'm a giver. You ask me the question.
Hubert, what can I serve you?
I'll have what you're having.
That's exactly the answer the giver would give. Exactly. That is exactly the answer.
We did
So
not rehearse this, folks. We did not rehearse.
absolutely did not, but that's exactly what the giver would say. I'll have whatever you're having because they want to contribute and make a difference and unite in that way. So now for y'all that have been around for a minute or two, come on, jump in and let's see if we can come up with some creative thoughts here because I've never asked this question before. I'm making it up on the fly too, okay, people? So let's do something about this. All right, then you got the connector. The connector is the person that is always about bonds and relationships. These people are reliable. They do what they say they're going to do. They show up when they say they're going to show up because the superpower of the connector is trust. And they will do anything and everything to demonstrate that they can be trustworthy, including doing the extra and the extra and the extra and the extra, which unfortunately really doesn't work because the first extra makes you extraordinary. The other extras just make you nice, but don't prove trustworthiness. So waste of time and energy is the kryptonite of the connector. Trust is the superpower of the connector. So with that in mind, Hubert, if you're a connector and I say to you, what can I serve you? This is a little trickier, I think.
No, I'm
What
stumped
might
already.
come out of your mouth?
I'm gonna go to the chat. And chat, please tell us what would the connector say to the question.
What would the connector say to the question, what can I serve you? Who's got an idea? Got to take a chance. Come on, people, especially if you've been around for a minute. Have some fun with it.
What would you
Jesse says,
recommend?
what
Says
we
Jesse.
recommend. I like that. Felicia says, let's make something together.
That's a good one.
That's close. I like that. I'm going to go with
Oh, windy,
Pina
pina
colada.
colada.
See, I'm going to go with the exact opposite of that. I'm going to say something reliable that's not going to give me a headache. Like, give me a Prosecco. Give me, a cava. Do you have something that the alcohol is low? Something like that, right? All right, we're having some fun here.
Darina says beer. Now let's tie that back to the actual mind type. The reason why is because they don't want to get all crazy on you, or they want to not lose trust in themselves because of something like
They
a
want
drink.
to be in control. The connector is all about control. So if they were to say pineapple and vodka, like Lisa said, they'd say, I love a pineapple and vodka, but can you make it light? Right? The connector does not want to be out of control like ever.
Okay, that rules me out as a connector. So
Yeah, no, well, that's not you. So we know that already. All right, we're going to the problem solver. Number 3. The problem solver is the person that makes sense out of things. They take in lots and lots of data and they clarify it. They simplify it. They break it all down to give others options, possibilities, and their superpower solutions. Solutions to problems. That's why they're called the problem solver, right? The kryptonite of the problem solver is paralysis. When they don't have enough data, the problem solver shuts down. So again, the problem solver needs information. And if they don't have enough information, they're kind of like, right? So to that same question, and again, we're having some fun now. So thank you for everybody that's participating and throwing something in the chat. That's why we have Mind Types After Dark, right? It's a fun time. We get a favorite beverage and we have a little fun. What would the problem solver say to the question, what can I serve you? What do we got? What do we got, Hugh?
Dr. Art says, what do you have? Darina says, what do you want to get rid of most of to solve the problem? Follished says, give me a list of what's available. That's a good one. Bridget says, if I'm going to participate, I need a drink.
And that's Bridget, who doesn't drink, by the way, everybody.
That's right. Jesse
So
agrees with Art. Yes. What do you have? And Wendy says, Scotch on the rocks. Is that what you're drinking, Ridgely? No. I let me guess Ridgely's drink. Let me guess it. I know from the color, and this is counterintuitive. I just know originally the spirit in it is most likely cognac, and
Okay.
did you like squash a tangerine in there or something like that?
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
It's actually bourbon and mandarin, fresh mandarin, one of
Oh,
my
okay,
favorite.
so you went with bourbon though, not cognac, because I know you've done the cognac.
Cognac, same thing. And
Right.
and I and I'm gonna go with art as well. What do you have? What are you having? What are you
Uh,
having? Let me figure out what somebody else is doing. Let me see a menu. That's good too. Um, uh, because the problem solver is always like, oh, well, what are you doing? Well, let me
oh,
figure
because they need the
this out.
data. They want the input.
Yeah, they want the data. Oh, you're having a Sazerac? Oh man, I'll try one of those. How do you make one of those, right? Okay,
Nice.
cool. Moving on. This is fun, by the way. I'm
This
digging this.
is.
The innovator. Mind type number 4. The innovator is the person who's always looking for a better way to do anything and everything. These are the people who are constantly asking, well, what about this? What about that? What if we tried this? What about this other thing over here? Seeking a better way. They're good at that. Their superpower is improvements, and they're good at making improvements, coming up with improvements for the rest of us. The kryptonite of the innovator is change for change's sake. They have a shiny penny syndrome going on steroids, and they love to just tweak and tweak and tweak and tweak, even if it doesn't make economical sense or sense from a morale perspective. But they're great at finding improvements and better ways of doing things. So, with that in mind, what would the innovator say to the question, what can I make? What can I fix you?
All right, folks, jump in with the answer. An
Come
innovator.
on,
What
let's
would
see
it
what you got
invent?
here.
Darina says, I'd like a whiskey sour. But let's make it better with Myers rum.
That's exactly along the lines of what an innovator would say. Anybody else got a thought? Long
Windy
iced tea? Yeah. So the innovator would say, I'd like a
Bridget
Long Island iced tea, a
from
Long Island iced
California.
tea. But what they would do is they'd say it this way. I'd like a Long Island iced tea, but could you do it like Folashade says? Have you tried that with whiskey? They'd say, I'd like a this, but could you do it like this? I'd like a that, but could you add a little something? Because they're always looking to make it better, right? So I know, for example, that in Britain, a gin and tonic is generally made with lemon, not lime. Most people do lime, but in Britain, in the UK, the tradition is with lemon. The innovator would say, I'd like a gin and tonic British style, but could you add both lime and lemon? That's what they would do because they want to make it their way and make it better. Nice
Right.
work. You guys are doing a great job. All right, cool. Over to the perfectionist. The perfectionist is the person that understands that if you do A, then B, then C, then D, E is predictable. You can forecast things, you can look into the future. They love doing things the right way. There's a right way to do things, and things should be done right. Their superpower is systems. They love systems, implementing systems that create predictability, eliminate chaos, install order. That's what they do. The kryptonite of the perfectionist is rigidity. They're a little bit too staid in their way, the old my way or the highway syndrome. So, with that in mind, you ask the perfectionist the question, what can I serve you? What would they answer? Come on, people, jump in the chat here. You've already been thinking about it. Do you know how to make a sidecar? Equal parts red, triple second rub, please.
Very
Perfect.
good, Dorina. Yes.
Exactly. Dorina is on a roll. Okay.
They
Anybody else?
spell it out for you.
That's right. They'd give you the system. Have
Yeah.
you ever made a whatever insert? Do you have a Barks root beer?
Right. Well, so actually, my answer was very similar to what Dr. Art's saying. The other, I think, Richly, you tell me, the perfectionist would not go with a mixed drink. They would go with something pre-made, like a wine or a soft drink or something like that, because then you can't mess it up.
Correct. Or they might say, do you know how to make an old fashioned?
Ah, right.
Right? Do you have the system? How did you make that drink? I have
Yes.
another way. That's not what the perfectionist would say, but maybe as we moving forward,
No,
Let's
no, they might say I have the right way.
Yeah, I've got the right way. Let me step behind the bar. I'll show you my system, right? Okay, cool. Here we go. The rebel. The rebel is the person that thinks differently. They are outside the box. These are the people you say right, they say left. You say why, they say why not. These are the disruptors, the people who create the new normals. Their superpower is challenge. They're going to challenge the norm, challenge the vanilla, challenge the middle of the road, and for sure, they're going to challenge the status quo. Their kryptonite is isolation because as a result of challenging everything and everyone, people either push them away or they pull themselves away because they feel misunderstood. So, all that in mind, I asked the rebel, hey, I got a great bar here. What can I serve you? What would they say? Anybody? Jaeger.
Arena, Jägermeister. Okay, outside of the norm.
I like it. I like it. Who
Jesse,
else?
Jesse with the smiley face, smirk, tears.
Yep.
Okay, I think I might know the answer.
All right. What you got?
The rebel may say, "Oh, name a drink, and let's flip a coin to decide on what alcohol to put in it." Something like that.
Yeah, that could work. I think the rebel would also say, I brought my own, says Dr. Hart. Nice work. This is
Okay.
great. I think the rebel might also say something along the lines of, I like to make my own drink.
There you
Right?
go.
That would be the
Right.
thing. They would say, do you mind if I step around and make my own?
Ah,
Like, let me just be outside the box. You don't have to make it for me. I like to do it my unique way because that's the thing about the rebels. They're super unique and they do things in a very unique fashion.
Joy says, "I don't want anything to drink. What do you have to eat?"
All right,
Wait,
here we go. And
Bruce.
finally,
Wait,
the
wait.
master.
Bruce has a good one. Let me show you my special drink.
Yeah, exactly. Let me do it my way. That's what a rebel does. Finally, you have the master. The master is the seventh mind type. Masters are the people who just want to take things to another level. These are the giant intellects. These are the people who have massive, massive brain power. And I mean it sincerely. When you talk to a master, you hang out with a master, they just are intellectually bigger than the rest of us. They know a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff. And when they particularly care about something, they go way deep into it. Depth is the strength of the master. Hubert is a master, and I readily acknowledge on a regular basis that Hubert's way smarter than me. And I'm fine with that. I have to spend a lot of my time interpreting what the hell it is that Hubert's talking about to bring it to our clients and our teams, et cetera. The kryptonite of the master is complexity. They overcomplicate things that to them are not complex, but to the rest of us are like, what, bro? What are you talking about? And I can't even tell you how many times, team that are out there watching this, that Hubert and I, we take walks together to brainstorm things. And I'm going, dude, I don't get it. Dude, I don't get it. Break that down. I don't get it. I don't get it until I get it. And then I get it. And the good news is that I can communicate it better than he does because my mind type is the problem solver. I clarify things and simplify things. So, therefore, the question is, Hubert, to the masters of the world, what can I serve you?
So let me discuss some of the answers in the chat first. Okay, then I'll tell you my answer. Bruce says, Master says, let me teach you how to take that mixology to the next level. Right?
That's excellent.
Okay.
That's
Well, yeah, but
outstanding.
as a master, I would disagree with that, and I'll tell you guys why. But let's just see. Wendy wants to know what I'm drinking. That's a secret. It's you can hear the ice though. Dorina says, what do you have exactly? Do you have Krug? What vintage? Okay, really getting into it.
And let me
Oh,
comment on that.
yes, go ahead.
One of the things about the master is sovereignty, royalty, regality. That's a big thing. So, for those of you who may not be familiar with Krug, Krug is a very fine champagne, one of my favorite. Haven't had it in a number of years, actually. And vintage Krug is even better because Krug makes two kinds of wines. They make a vintage and they also make a regular that they put out every year. But it's one of the finer champagnes. A bottle of Krug it's going to run you $100. So very fine
Absolutely.
champagne, very much appeals to the sovereign nature of the master.
Yeah. Okay, Balashed says, just ask Hubert, he knows the answer. I think I do know the answer, but we'll go through the other answers first. Wendy says, what region was that distilled? Very good, Wendy. Very, very good. And Joyce, very similarly, says, do you know that the first Scotch and soda was made in blank? That's awesome as well. Okay, so now let me share with you my answer. Okay, so I believe my answer is grounded in experience. Okay, my wife and I, when we eat at a restaurant, we like to find very nice restaurants and eat at the bar. Okay, because other people of a similar nature also do the same thing. And so maybe I've had drinks sitting at a bar, a couple of thousand times in my lifetime, as well as meals. And we always engage. Visually knows both myself and my wife, we have like this gift for engaging people in like crazy stuff, right? I mean, it's like stories beyond belief. Now, visually, this is what I always say, because I'm not going to sit behind the bar and do it my way. And it's because a master is always looking to go deeper, and the deeper can come from repetition. But in this kind of situation, you want to learn something from the other person's mastery. Okay. So I always say, go ahead, Ridgely, you ask me.
So what can I serve you, Hubert?
So Ridgely, is there a special drink that you're known for, or you're especially passionate about making? Something that people compliment you on. They're going to say, oh, I'm really good at making old fashions. And I said, oh, really? That's awesome. Make one and let's talk about it. And then they go in, and now they're incentivized to make like the best one they've ever made, right? Because they're good at it. And here's a person that's interested in how they make it. So they come back, and I'm going to say, okay, now let me take a taste. You just wait for my reaction, and then I'm going to take a taste. Now, simply because I've probably had 5,000 drinks in my life, right? Unfortunately, I'm going to say something about that drink, whatever they made. And I'm going to say, oh, that's awesome. What kind of vodka is that? Or, oh, is that a bourbon or a rye? Something that indicates to them that, oh, here's a guy that's going to like talk about how I made this drink. And then they light up richly, and they start breaking it down about how when they first started making it, it was with this, and now it's that. And the other day, a distributor came in, and this one has caramel notes, and they bust out the good stuff because they know that you're going to be passionate about it, take it to the next level, and engage them. Your typical bartender on shift is making hundreds of drinks like a robot. Boom, 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 boom. No discussion, no depth. They light up when somebody's going to talk to them about their favorite drink to make. So originally, I've hogged up the time, but that's what a master does. You go super in depth in the answers.
100%. And that was just absolutely legit all over the place. Love that commentary. And that's exactly right. So again, we talked about something very important, which is understanding your mind type. And we took it to a level of talking about having a drink. On another call, we might talk about how do you talk about money? What does each of these mind types feel at Christmas time? What does it look like when you have someone that passes away? Right. So all these the levels of depth that we can get to that we do on this on this mastermind that is super, super fun. And obviously,
great.
this is a mastermind that does a lot of stuff that is both all about understanding yourself and authenticity, and then understanding how to use AI and tools that are available to us to communicate that. Because if you can be genuinely authentic, you are going to attract better people to yourself.
Right.
Our company right now is flat out booming because we hit a vein where people went, wait, if we were more, it's happened to be dentists, if we were more authentic, if we communicated in a more genuine fashion, people would come to us more. And as a result, things have just exploded. It applies to everybody. The better you become at expressing who you are and what you stand for, you will attract the best people to you, great opportunities, and it'll just go from there. So
Yeah,
I know you're going to show us the latest thing that, I mean,
I
literally.
will, but I have a special request of you though. Okay, so
Okay.
actually, let me just while I give Ridgely this assignment, folks, if there's anybody in the chat that would like to have a quick conversation with Ridgely to help decide, in your mind what your mind type is, please, get ready to raise your hand. But I'm going to ask Ridgely to do
And,
this.
and let me tell you,
Yep.
Bridget just threw a great question into the chat, so I could do that instead also.
Okay, great. Bridget said, is there a way to figure out what someone else's mind type is without asking them? Yes, that's a great question. All right, so now here, Ridgely, I want to ask you to do a demo. I want you to pretend that you're a small business owner with the mind type of a giver, and I want you to demonstrate a marketing message using your mind type and the communication keywords that go with it, and not using it. Do a plain vanilla example first, and then give us the example of how you can leverage, your own special way of communicating based on your mind type.
Okay, so let's suppose that you have a water, right? And you're going to try to market your water. Now, marketing water is hard because water is a commodity, right? For the most part, what difference is water to water to water? And most water marketing is going to sound something like this. At ABC Water, we have the finest water from the deepest stream with all the antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals you need to hydrate your body, even after a long workout. Want to buy some? Right? And in no way does that distinguish itself from all the other waters on the shelves. But let's suppose that you were a giver, right? And you wanted to make a difference in some way with your water because you felt differently about it, because there was something unique about it, etc. Your message might sound like this. At our water, we believe that the body is a temple, and only the finest ingredients should ever be put into it. We have the purest water from the deepest stream with all the antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals you need to hydrate your body, even after a long workout. Want to join the cause? Notice, you don't hear the difference. You can feel the difference. And not everybody is going to be a buyer of our water or Fiji water or smart water or whatever. But those people who get hooked on that water because they believe, they resonate with that, are going to ask for that water, buy that water, look for that water, and not be in the commodity aisle searching for the cheapest water. And let me tell you something. You don't want the cheapest clients. You don't. I can't tell you how much joy it gives me to say to a prospect, I don't believe that we're the right fit for you because you ain't got enough money and you're way too damn cheap. However, I got some ideas of where to send you. And I mean this sincerely. I will help anybody in any way. But if they're not our client, if they don't believe what we believe, if they're not willing to spend the money that we know it takes to get them the result they want, out. I don't want them as a client. I just don't. So when I have conversations, I go in with assumptive closes because I'm assuming you're my right client, because I will have vetted you, checked you out, use my AI tools to figure out who you are, how much money you make, what are you doing ahead of time. And then if you got an attitude, okay, I really enjoyed our time together. I got a couple ideas for you. And sayonara, baby. Adios.
There you go.
Adios. You know,
And
don't let the dough
yes,
hit
and
you on the way out in the butt.
and the great thing is that people that vibe to what you're saying about your own mind type is they're attracted to you. Like, Ridgely, tell me how we're going to work together.
Or they just say, great, what do we need to do to get started? And then we go in there and we help them understand their mind type and create the messaging based on their mind type, so that when they're expressing things to the world, we believe in long-term relationships. You deserve to be heard because your success matters. That kind of messaging is everywhere on what we create. Somebody lands on that and says, what? That's exactly right.
Yes, and that kind of messaging, those formats, we call that limbic messaging because it speaks to your, limbic emotional side.
Yeah. And so Jesse, new friend, met Jesse a couple days ago. Our mission is to make a difference hydrating the world. Okay, cool. That's just a statement. No, man. We believe in hydrating the world. You deserve to have clean water because drinking water matters, right? Different thoughts that invite you into a belief system. And when you get that and when you have that, you're much more likely to say, wow, these people get me. They're my peeps. I want to be with them. All right,
Right. Okay, last comment, and then we're gonna see if there's any volunteers. My last comment is this. if you remember, if you think back a couple of minutes to the water example, without limbic messaging and with limbic messaging based on your mind type, the actual editing was not that crazy. There was a sentence at the beginning, and then there was a different call to action at the end, which set the limbic statement, put them in a certain mood, and then gave them that call to action that they agree with. You know, want to join the cause? Like originally, it does. Once you know what to do, it's actually not hard.
It's not hard, and it's even easier when you have AI. And I just want to say this to people because um, I've written 20 books, 19 of them myself, one of them using AI. So I did the old school way for a long, long time. And writing books is hard. Getting something good is hard until AI. Now that AI is around, copywriting is not a difficult skill at all. Copy editing is something that we need to master, take it to the next level. But I've gotten to a place where I'm clear that I cannot, when we're, other than if you're talking about fiction with multiple layers and shades, if you're talking about marketing content for your product or your services, the idea that you think you can write better than AI, that's just ignorant. It's just wrong. AI can write way better than you, way faster than you, and then can give you something that you can polish and optimize that would have taken you hours and hours and hours. And Hubert's going to show you a tool, a way of doing this and making this possible that is making it that I am comfortable scaling my company, our company, Hubert and mine, and bringing on many more clients at the same time in a way that I never would have been comfortable a year ago. Because
Right, yeah.
at the bottom line is, you know, if you're a client of mine, you're going to get huge results, or I'm really unhappy. Okay, now we can do that way better, quicker, faster using AI.
Yep.
So,
Okay, so let's jump into that. And it's,
your turn.
yep, in a second, I have two comments to read. Joy says about the water bottle example and limbic messaging. Yes, you're sharing, not selling. Join us, not buy this. Right?
That's
And
right. Community, come on in.
a question from Bill. If you think they are the right fit and you feel like you need to refine your message a bit to attract them, what can you do?
You just be authentic, man. Just get as authentic as you can. Tell people what you believe and what you stand for. And if they're not the right, and then of course, ask them to do something, ask them to
Mm,
take a step in your direction. And if they're not the right fit, they won't. And that's okay because there's so much business out there. There's so many people out there that can say yes to what you have, whatever it may be. And when
yes.
you have tools that make this so much easier than it ever was, then you have a massive, massive edge. And I'm telling you, you got to share with us. You can't keep this out anymore because I was blown away by what you've
Okay,
done
cool. All right,
this
so
week.
yes, let's do that. Bill says thanks. Let's do that, and then we'll circle back to see if anybody wanted you to discover their mind type. So I'm gonna share my screen.
If not,
And
I'll talk about how to figure it out, whether somebody knows wants you to or not.
yes, okay, awesome. All right, so let me share my screen. I always have a messy screen.
Stuart's going to make this really complicated, but I'm going to simplify it for everybody so you guys get what he's talking about.
Yes, there you go. Okay, so I am going to show this stuff to you in a couple of ways. Okay, so the reason why I have this tool up here is to kind of give you guys a tool that you can use to kind of train AI to get you the text that you want about any particular thing. Here's an example project. Richly, I'm just going to spill the beans and just kind of reveal a project that we're working on now. This
Okay.
is this is a website for one of our clients, Roxanne Emmerich. This is her older website. Originally, I don't know if this is 10 years old, 20 years old. I don't know how old this is, but this is an
Way
old.
too old.
Okay, right. And she's unhappy with it and so on and so forth. Okay. So we're going to redesign it. So the first thing I did was to go
Before
and
you go any further, but let's
yes,
tell everybody what you're doing. What is the
yes,
premise of what you're
yes,
doing before you talk about how?
yes, exactly. So in the old days, I would have then, right after getting the assignment, I would have gone and done a whole research project on who's Roxanne. Oh, she writes books. Let me go and read her books, this, that, and the other thing, so that I do all the background discovery and all of that work. Okay. The new way, I'm going to do it using an AI assistant. Okay. And I'm going to create a customized AI agent that's going to help me write the content for the new website. And not only that, it's going to help me ideate and come up with ideas and speak in her voice. And I showed Ridgely the results. He was impressed and he said, hey, let's actually demo this in our next Mastermind class. And I said, yes, let's do it, because it involves a bunch of tools that some people have trouble finding, or maybe they use an older approach. And I really think that this is the easiest way to do it. Okay, and so here's what I'm going to show you. The first thing I did, this is I don't know, a 12-page site or whatever. I take her website and I go and I use, this is a free tool. It's usescraper.com. Okay, usescraper.com, you just sign in, it doesn't cost anything. You go and you create a crawl, okay? And you just, I'm gonna click new crawler job, and it's basically all you do is put in a URL of whatever you're looking to train your AI on, and then you select text, and then you go ahead and start the job, okay? It's going to result in a text file because I selected text. I called it Roxanne Scraped Copy, okay? And it goes and basically does all the work and goes and copies all of the pages of her website and puts it in here, okay? What I then also did was I went to Google and I simply did an old-fashioned search on her name, Roxanne Emmerich, and I saw that they had, it wasn't that just one website. She writes books and all that. So I went to another website, and I went to a speaker site that she has a profile on, a university site that she has, her LinkedIn profile. I just went to a couple of pages, including Amazon, and I go to Amazon and about the author, the full bio. I go and I copy all of this stuff, okay? And I basically just pasted it into this text document here, okay? Why am I
How
doing
long
that?
is that document? It looks like it's huge.
It's a big document, okay? Big document. Now, here's the funny thing, Ridgely. I created this big ass document. In the old days, I would have read every single word. How many of these words do you think I read, Ridgely?
About 3.
Yeah, 2, maybe 1. No, I read 2. One was Roxanne, and the second was Emmerich, just to make sure that it's the right person. Okay. All right. So now I have this training file. This is like, I spent maybe 15 minutes generating this file using that tool and my manual stuff. So now I'll show you what I did. And I did this using ChatGPT because that's what I have and it's easy to use. Oh, here we go. Okay. So if you have ChatGPT Plus, you can do it, what I'm about to show you, by creating what's called a GPT, your own custom GPT, right? My GPTs you can create, and you can hit create, and there's a wizard here. Don't be afraid of this. It walks you through the whole thing, right? What would you like to do? Make software, make me a software engineer that helps me format my code, make a creative who helps whatever you want, right? I did something like make a copywriter to help me write a speaker website for Roxanne Emmerich. And it walks you through and creates a custom GPT, okay? The other thing you can do if you have if you don't have.
But hold on a sec, Hugh.
Yes.
So you're going so fast, you're going to
Yes.
lose people here.
Okay.
So in other words, we're training an AI persona. We're training what some people might like to think of as a bot to do a function, which is to be a copywriter for the Roxanne Emmerich product, right?
Yes.
So let's just slow down enough so that we don't lose people, bro, because you're going really fast.
Okay.
That's what you do. So go ahead.
Yes, this is what I do. Okay, so this is the way to do it if you have ChatGPT Plus. It's $20 a month. It's well worth it. Okay. Instead of spending $20 a month, if you want to do it using the ChatGPT, the OpenAI API, and it costs dollars a month versus $20 a month. You can go and create an account. Hold on, let me see where it is. Here you go. On platform.openai.com. And if you go and you click dashboard here, and on the left side, you can click assistance. There's a thing called creating assistants. And again, it's not as wizardy as this create wizard where it brings you through, right? So let me just demonstrate this. create a copywriter to help create a speaker website. Okay, it doesn't have to be elaborate. And then you go next, and it goes and it thinks and it's whatever, and it's going to go and create it. And then it's going to preview it on this side here. The other way you can do it, I keep clicking the wrong thing, is to go and to this assistance thing here, and you hit this green button, create, and you go in here and you can write prompts, right? You're an SEO focused copywriter for, okay, actually that's the dentist one. Here's the Roxanne one, okay? The name of the assistant is Roxanne Emery Copywriter. Here's my prompt for it. You're a copywriter with expertise in writing marketing copy for successful speakers. You will produce optimized content for Roxanne Emmerich. You will create SEO-friendly website copy and blog posts targeted towards improving local search engine results with a focus on EEAT. You will generate authoritative, informative, helpful, user-friendly content about Roxanne's expertise in helping companies improve their culture using engaging and clear language, blah, 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 whatever. Now, you might say, well, this is a pretty dang good prompt. Where did you get this? You can go to Visually's prompt library and have it generated. Or, Visually, here's a big hack. When you go through this dialogue, the end result of this dialogue is this prompt. Okay, so if you have ChatGPT Plus, you can actually use the wizard to generate this prompt. So I take this prompt right here. Now, here's the big trick right here. See this file search? You click it to on. It says file search enables the assistant with knowledge from files that you upload. Okay, once the file is uploaded, the assistant automatically decides when to use content based on the user request to get it from the file. You click this files button and you go and you upload it. What do you upload? You go and you upload this guy here, right? I've also created ones where you can note, you can upload multiple files. It's files with the S, plural. You can upload her book, which I done in another assistant that I did, whatever you want. You go and you create this thing, and then you hit create, and then you create it, and here's the assistant right here. This is the Roxanne Emery copywriter. How can I help you? Just to double check, I said, what are you? I'm an assistant to help you create content. What's your focus?
Wait, hold on. Now notice that Hubert is vetting the tool. Right? You're going really, really fast, bro, and people are going to lose you. So AI says, hi, how can I help you? The tool that was created says, hi, how can I help you? Hubert then says, what are you? Just wants to make sure that the tool is what we think it is, right? And then it says, I'm an AI system designed to help you create compelling and SEO-friendly content, blah, blah, blah. What is your focus? And then, in other words, Hubert is vetting the tool to make sure he has what he needs before he uses the tool. So I know this is a little bit complex, but the output from something like this is insane once you get it done.
Yes. Now, here's where I start using it, but then I want to stress how cool this is. Okay. So I said, I need website copy for Roxanne Emmerich's new website. Please give me homepage copy that convinces the visitor of Roxanne's expertise in helping companies improve their culture. Okay. Here's a draft. Welcome to the world of Roxanne Emmerich. Why choose Roxanne? Groundbreaking techniques. And it gives me all of this. Okay. Now, here is the real value of having this assistant. I've trained this thing. I created it one time. It's now forever available to me. If you're working in the regular world of ChatGPT and you're not using these GPTs and you're just using rather these regular chats, if I start a new chat, every single time you're starting from scratch. Well, heck, I'm going to ask for many pages from my website. I don't want to start from scratch every single time. Creating either the custom GPT or the AI assistant gives you that repository of knowledge that at any time I can go back and continue to ask questions. I'm going to say, now I want an about us page, please. Okay, so now it's going to go check the materials that I uploaded, go and check its knowledge on the web that it has about Roxanne Emmerich. And in any session that I want, it can go back and now, continue to pump this out. It could be tomorrow, it could be next week, whenever. More importantly, it could be other team members now using this tool as well. Here's a draft for the About Us page about Roxanne Emmerich, from dairy farms to boardrooms, a legacy of transformation. Now, I happen to know Roxanne, so I know this is all true. But literally, you can have this done without having read the source material. Now, is it guaranteed to be 100% accurate? No, but it sure saved me a whole lot of time. So originally, the value of this as a resident assistant that you train once and use over and over again cannot be stressed highly enough.
Well, Hubert, go down to the bottom, and now that you have this tool, it's much greater than just creating a website. In the type your message, type in there, great, give me a 5-part or 3-part email sequence to promote Roxanne's culture program. Dash about 150 words each.
Okay. I said, great, give me a 3 email sequence to promote her culture program. Each email should be around 150 words. So you can go ahead now and use this like any other AI chat. The thing is, it's been trained already with all that background material, and it's here forever. Certainly, here's a 3-part email sequence to promote her program: introduction, benefits of a thriving culture, secure your spot in our transformative program, right? And so it already picked up the best practices of, introducing, delving into the solution and the problems, and then asking for the call to action right here. Okay, so super, super powerful. So guys, I hope I've impressed upon you the need and the desire and the benefits of creating an AI assistant, whether it be a chat GPT, a custom GPT, as they call it, or these AI assistants, right? And I'm not going to go in depth here, but you'll notice that this, and I can work with you guys offline because I've broken the code and made it very, very easy. This is on a WordPress website of ours. I put it on a page called Assistants, and I've embedded these GPT AI assistants right on this page, and I'm sharing it with Ridgely and the other team members in our company, and they can go here and it's publicly available, right? So the time savings, as Ridgely mentioned, we need to scale the company, and I'm building these AI assistant tools to leverage all of that. And that the key in this demonstration is that you can train it and have it understand and be leverageable in the future. So super, super powerful. And I know I gave a whirlwind tour, even though Ridgely wanted me to dive in and slow down, but I just want to impress upon you guys the amazing ability of this approach.
So I've got a couple questions for you.
Yes.
Can the assistants only be used within your own account, or can they be shared like a custom GPT?
Okay, so that's a great question. So Lisa asked that. If you create it as a custom GPT in your OpenAI ChatGPT Plus account, the $20 a month one, you can share it. You can out in that world, but the people that consume it, they too must have ChatGPT Plus, okay, which limits the scalability of that. The demonstration that I just showed, I took that AI assistant and put it on my own website, and that's just the next level beyond that.
So Doreen says, can I upload all my systems and rules docs along with my own stuff to make a GPT of myself? And I know you meant to say GPT. And the answer is yes, you absolutely
Yes,
can.
for sure. And I've actually done one with mind types where I've uploaded, originally I wrote a 400-page book about the Y engine. I mean, like all of that stuff, you throw it up there. Now, obviously, you're not going to create that from scratch, every single chat. That's why you must create it as an AI assistant or a resident custom GPT so that you can go to it over and over again.
So Phyllis says, how will a perfectionist market a service to sound authentic? What do you think? Well, that's an easy one. It's about being you. It's about who are you and what do you stand for, and not being afraid to express that using limbic messaging. It's all about using the tools that we give you, and then you can do that for sure.
Exactly.
So Scott says, hey, Scott, great to see you, man. It's been a minute. So can the assistant or custom GPT perform deeper analysis than regular chat GPT? I'm building an in-depth personality assessment for new clients. Hubert?
Yes, the answer is yes, because when you give it instructions, first off, you're uploading data sets to the AI assistant. And because it has that, rather than it going searching nilly-willy all over the place, it's going to hit your own training information first, right? You can even include additional instructions and say, hey, whenever you ask the question, consult the files that I've uploaded to you first, and then if necessary, go out to the web. As a matter of fact, some people that create these for the purpose of doing chat support on their website, they will tell it, do not go out in the regular web, just stay with the training documents. And if the answer is not there, just say, please reach out to a human support agent as we can't find the answer to your query. The reason is because you don't want to let on that you're actually putting out on your website a fully functional GPT, because then nobody has to go and buy their own account. They can go and use your support bot to run AI queries all over the place. So that's some subtleties about that. Wendy has some great information here.
Oh, wait, I got one really big question. I thought this was a great
Yep.
question from Bruce. Can you easily revise the
Yes.
assistant?
Yes, for sure. I showed you the interface where you type it in. When you go back to it, there's a little edit pencil. You click it, and then you can go and update that. As a matter of fact, what I did with our dentist ones is after I create it, I'll go and I will run some test queries. I'll say, how many doctors do you have in your practice? And if it gives you the wrong answer, and it may because the website is unclear, right? Oftentimes, if you scrape data from places, you get conflicting information. So I then went back to the instructions and I said, when asked about the dentist, please know the following information. And I listed there are there are 4 dentists and the names are such and such. Same for things like details like support hours and stuff like that. So you can always keep going back and revise it. So not only can you should do it as a best practice.
Yeah,
Wendy
for
was
sure.
saying, yeah, Wendy was saying that in ChatGPT, you can now share a custom GPT with people that have free GPT accounts, which is awesome. Right? They just started doing that when Wendy says. Now, the drawback of that, while it does increase the number of people that can access your GPT, the drawback of it is that they have to be in the world of OpenAI's ChatGPT system. The other way I showed you here, where you embed it in your website, anybody can use it out in the big world.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff coming down the pike, by the way. Now it looks like there's a little bit of a war happening between Elon Musk and what he's doing, along with OpenAI, Sam Altman, whatever. There's a lot of stuff out there. That's why, to the extent that you can, you want to belong to a mastermind like this so you can stay on top of all this stuff. And this was stuff we just showed you. Everything we talked about, that wasn't even using our own tools. That was using stuff, right, that's out there right now on how to really take AI to help you get to the next level, no matter what you're doing. So, all that said, next mastermind meeting is at 5 o'clock Eastern time on Tuesday, the 15th. Next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific. So we look forward to seeing you all mastermind members there. If you're not a mastermind member yet and you want to explore what that looks like, definitely shoot a quick email to support@partnerattractionformula.com, support@partnerattractionformula.com, and we can become your fractional CMO, because we love to do this stuff. It's super fun, and
Yes,
this
you
is
do.
largely our way of giving back. So, Hubie,
Yes, yes,
I have a
sir.
problem.
What's that? Oh
Empty.
no, empty. That means the call's over. So let me send you off originally with a couple of thoughts here, a couple of questions.
Okay.
So originally, you know that Teresa ran out to see the northern lights, right? Okay, so here's the question: is the aurora borealis heavy?
I have no idea.
No, it's pretty light.
Eh,
Okay, Richard, here's an easier one, Richard. Why couldn't the lifeguard save the hippie? Why couldn't the lifeguard save the hippie?
I have no clue.
Because he was too far out, man.
Eh. All right. Love you people. Have a great evening, a great weekend. And again, we're meeting again Tuesday for Mastermind members, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific. We will see you there. Any questions, support@partnerattractionformula.com. And have a great weekend. Ciao for now.
So long,
Bye,
everyone.
guys.